Good to be here. Clap it up for yourselves coming out on Wednesday night, West Palm. Oh, look at this group. Great. Awesome. Yes, all right. Sir, how you doing tonight? Good? Yeah, I turned 40 this year. What do you think, huh? 40 years old. I turned 40, and that's the thing, like you turn 40, you get a little older, I feel like a tomato, you look good on the outside, you feel pretty good. You cut it open, it's a mess inside. You know what I'm talking about? Everything's changing on my body, my hair's different. I wake up in the morning, I need hair gel on my eyebrows. Any guys got that problem? You know what I'm talking about? You got to put hair, and your eyebrows stick out like that. You can put your coffee on it on the way to work. You're like, wow. I got nose hair that'll pop out in the middle of the day now. Anybody else at that point? I'll be with my kids in the mall. I'll look at them. I'm like, you guys want to eat? What do you want to do? You want to eat something? Yeah, what are you looking at? You want to eat or what? You're like, that's disgusting. And I breathe in. I'm like, come on, let's eat. When you're Italian, it's worse. The hair just grows and it changes. I had a white T-shirt on around the house the other day. What a shock, huh? I looked down and there's a black hair on the T-shirt. So I went to pull it off. It was attached. The hair grew through the cotton fiber of the shirt. Like it was under there. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out. So I'm divorced. Anybody else divorced? Clap your hands, you're divorced. All right, me and 4 other people out here. I was married 9 years. Here's my story. I was married 9 years, got divorced, and then 3 years later, I got back with my ex-wife. Oh. Thanks a lot, yeah. Now, let me tell you what that's like in case you decide to do that. Let me tell you what it's like. That was like breaking out of prison. And then 3 years later going, I wonder what the guys are doing. And I forgot the stuff I didn't like about her because we were apart 3 years. She's one of these women that has every affliction she sees on TV. Anybody with that crazy girl right now? Just go, right here. She's right here. We got back together after 3 years. We're watching TV and the Restless Legs commercial comes on. And that guy gives all the symptoms. He's like, do your legs never stop moving? Do you always feel creepy crawlies? She got up to get a cup of coffee. She's like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. I look like, what the hell is wrong with you? She goes, I think I got the restless legs. That doesn't make... Your legs are supposed to be restless, ladies. That's how you get from point A to point B. That's like saying you have restless legs. It makes no sense. It's like saying you have seeing eye syndrome. It's like every time I open my eyes, I just see everything. And that's the thing. I have 2 kids. I'm trying to be like my dad. I'm trying to teach tradition. And I understand what he did. We had Thanksgiving in Iowa. We went to Iowa, and I tried to get him to watch the parade. You watched the parade this year? Yeah. I see like 5 people. Because it's boring. The balloons can only fly 20 feet by law. We were kids. They flew 80 feet. Some stuff could happen. Yeah. Now because of one dumb woman in New York, she's suing New York and Macy's for $350 million. Because her dumb ass got knocked out by a 50-foot Cat in the Hat parade balloon. I'm no scientist, but Darwin, survival of the fittest. If you don't see a 50-foot cat coming at you, you deserve to die, don't you? Am I right? I mean, 100,000 New Yorkers saw that coming a mile away. They were like, shut up, it's gonna hit her! This is freaking great. Happy Thanksgiving, Joey. Happy Thanksgiving. We live for that in New York. I watched that parade 20 years growing up in New York. Nothing good ever happened. My daughter watched it the first time. She yells, I got a couple good, Daddy, the cat in the hat's killing a lady. I was like, where? I don't really like Dr. Seuss, and that might sound un-American, but I don't like him because if you have kids, see, you don't know yet, but you got to read this to your kids. Or you're a bad parent. If you're a dad now and you don't read to your kids, you're not a good dad. That's what they tell you. Yeah, you remember your dad reading to you? No, you don't remember because he didn't do it. I asked my dad to read a story one time. You know what he said? Jack went up to Beanstalk, came down with a bunch of stuff, didn't belong to him. Go to bed. Kid's a thief. You start reading Dr. Seuss to your kids, that is some tricky dialogue to get through. Especially after a six-pack. You start looking at the titles a little closer, you're like, red fish, green fish? Where the hell are you fishing, Doc? Everything you get him. I got my son a new bike for Christmas this year. What do you got to get with bikes? Helmets. Yeah, helmets. What's your name, man? Colin. Let me ask you a question, Colin. I want every guy in the room to think back. What would have happened to you, Colin, if you showed up at the park with a bike helmet when you were a kid? You got the crap beat out of you. Nice helmet, Colin! Wear no helmets. You go to the parks with your kids now, you will see how safe the park is. The ground is shredded rubber. The slides are plastic. Everything else is Nerf. You can't get hurt at a park. What were parks made of when we were kids? Concrete, metal, wood, sharp stuff. If we left the park not needing a tetanus shot, we had a good day. I'm with my daughter, right? She's 2. This is 13 years ago. I look at this kid. I'm looking at the rubber stuff. I'm like, look at this. I see a kid 20 feet up on the monkey bars, hanging upside down. He falls head first into the rubber stuff, bounces off his neck, and jumped on the next slide. I was like, did you see that? If a kid did that when we were little, where was he next year? On the short bus going to school, am I right? You know. That was concrete, man. We had dangerous rides when we were kids. We had the spin around merry-go-round ride. Remember that ride? Yeah, Teflon, lubricated for super speed. Always one big psycho kid wanting to pull 6 G's on that thing. 2 minutes in the ride, skinny kids are going, slow it down, man! Slow it down, please slow down, slow down, slow down, please! You get the strength to pull yourself up and you hit that no gravity zone, you're like, oh God! I need my helmet. I'll never go on another field trip with my kids. Because, yeah, that's not a pretty sight when you go on a field trip as a dad. Hey, clap your hands if you're a dad and you've been on a field trip. Clap your hands. Yeah. Clap your hands if you're going another one. No, because the moms, they take advantage of the dads on the field trip, don't they? Because they know they're only going to get you once. That's what they do. They do that. Because I showed up for the field trip with my daughter when she was 6. Yeah, and this is what I got. I get there, and the moms are there like an hour before the field trip starts. The dads, we show up 10 minutes. You know, we think it's going to be a good time. Yeah, we get there, and the moms, they're like this. This is what I got. Erica's dad. Hello, Erica's dad. Oh, God. Erica's dad. This is your group right here. Yeah, I look over. I got 5 boys. Go to the zoo. Erica's dad. I go, what the hell is this shit? They gave me the special kids. I had 5 boys jacked up on Cocoa Puffs and Kool-Aid. And we get to this offshoot zoo in Orlando, Florida. We get there, and every city thinks they have a zoo. They don't. It's like the worst. You can't put a dog, a squirrel, and a cat in a cage. You go, come to my zoo! Because the holidays just passed, and you're going to agree with me when I tell you this. And if you have a kid, grandkid, you know. Have you noticed every toy that you get your kid, your grandkid, your nephew, your niece needs a battery now? Every toy you buy? Is this not ridiculous? Because, I mean, even Monopoly needs a battery. There's a Monopoly game that needs a battery. This is when we were kids, if we were lucky enough to get a toy that needed a battery, we didn't get the battery with it, did we? No, you had to wait for another birthday to roll around to see that thing work. Every guy in here had a set of walkie-talkies that worked like this for a year! Why are we yelling? No batteries. And even the batteries are safer. You notice that the batteries, every battery comes with a tester now. So you can see how much energy you got left. My daughter's playing with her toy at Christmas. She's like, Dad, look at that, I got half my energy left. I go, that's great, princess, that's really great. Remember how we had to test batteries when we were kids, man? You remember? Oh, yeah. Every Christmas, right? Dino, stick out your tongue. Ah! volt. That was a copper top. What the heck was that? That was a copper top. That was strong. What was that? I was addicted to 9 volts growing up. I had a bunny on my back like you wouldn't believe. I grew up thinking this is how you test all batteries. 16, I got my first car, the battery went dead. A flame shot out of my ass. You guys were a blast. Thank you very much for coming down, supporting my comedy. Thank you. Appreciate it.